For the last time for a month, the AFL ladder is even in terms of games played by every club. So let's put the selectors cap on and select the All-Australian team so far in season 2023. This is going to be a lot of fun. Let's go. But just before we get started, I want to thank the sponsor of this video, Capital Edge Australia. They are the country's leading residential real estate and property investment educators. They are wanting everyday Australians to grow generational wealth through property and want to educate you on how to do it. Whether you're setting up a meeting or you just need an update, whether you need to find an accountant, builder, or conveyancer, it will cost you nothing if you work through Capital Edge. You are wanting to make the process as quick, efficient, and easy for everyday Australians. If you click the first link in the description below, you'll be able to get a free online copy of this book here, Becoming an Educated Property Investor. It is the third edition. As the real estate market trends and styles continue to evolve, so do Capital Edge Australia. If you want to visit their website, you absolutely can, capitaledgeaustralia.com.au. That is the second link in the description as well, and get started on your journey. A massive thank you to you guys for supporting the channel, and a massive thanks to Capital Edge Australia for jumping on board. Just before we get started, guys, there are obviously going to be 22 opinions in this video. You're probably not going to agree with all of them, but comment below, let me know what you think, what you change, and of course, keep it respectful. We want to keep these as good, honest, intelligent footy conversations, I should say, but I can't keep rambling. Let's get into it. The full back line: Tom Stewart, Liam Jones, Jack Sinclair. I think they relatively picked themselves, these three. I love the story of Liam Jones. Came back after the year, well, can we call it a year off, but he's back in the AFL and taking an extraordinary amount of piss. He did not lose any of the first 22 one-on-one contests that he's had. He's only been outmarked by his direct opponent 3 times for the entire season. And the Doggies are playing really good footy at the moment, albeit going down to the Suns the week before. But they're in the 8 and they're going beautifully. I don't really have anything else to say about Stewart and Sinclair. You might say, hey, Sinclair's played a lot of midfield this year. How can you put him in the back pocket? Well, clearly you haven't met an All-Australian selection before. But also, I think he has played enough time down back to start the year that it is kind of justified. But again, if you don't like it, I don't blame you. But I don't think you can get a better fullback line than that. Halfback line: Nick Dacos, Darcy Moore, Jordan Dawson. Again, I don't really think you can say anything about this group that hasn't already been said throughout the year. Jordan Dawson's been amazing, would definitely be in the leadership group for this team for sure. Darcy Moore is probably my captain at this point, between him, Dawson, and a couple of other guys that I'll talk about soon. It is a stacked leadership group for this side. And Nick Dacos, I mean, he went into the midfield more last week, picked up, I think, 13 contested possessions. I know that there was a clip that went around about Dacos shirking a contest that originally I did put together, but I think we really do need to stop the whole vitriol about how he's playing footy the easy way. Collingwood are a premiership contender that trust him with the footy more than anyone else. It's extraordinary. It's so good. He's so good. He's annoyingly good, and I think that's kind of why there is vitriol against him. But that's a half back line that I would be amazed at if I was coaching this team. Across the centre line: Josh Dacos, Clayton Oliver, Noah Anderson. I've got Oliver leading the Brownlow in my Brownlow brief, and if you want the full top 10 leaderboard, every game, every vote, you can check out the Brownlow briefs at patreon.com/DazTalksFooty. Just $5 a month, and you get access to all of it. Videos, articles, underrateds, Brownlow briefs, career retrospectives. It's all there. Check it out, and that's why he gets the centre spot for mine. Josh Dacos is the best wingman in the league. It's not even close. Don't even try to debate me. And again, you could argue Noah Anderson hasn't played on a wing all year. The All-Australian selectors don't seem to care about that. Not sure I should either. He is an outside mid as well, with great pace and great skills, which is why, kind of like Andy Brayshaw last year, he can get shoehorned onto a wing there. I'm really comfortable with this centre line. I like it a lot. That's what I'm going with. All three have been amazing this year. Half forward line: Zach Butters, Jeremy Cameron, Christian Petrarca. Again, midfielders that can be pushed to a half forward flank is nothing new in the All-Australian side. I am more comfortable with Butters and Petrarca in terms of these guys are dangerous around the goals and have proven that in years gone by. So I'm a little bit more comfortable than that. But don't worry, there aren't going to be any midfielders in the forward pocket circa Dusty a few years ago. And it's pretty simple. Jeremy Cameron's kicked the second most goals this year. His ability to find the footy has been awesome. Sure, he might not be in the greatest form this week, last week, and so on and so forth, but ignoring the start of his season for maybe 2 of quieter games is stupid for mine. You have to take the season so far as an entire sample size, and he has been amazing. Zach Butters and Petrarca are both up there in the Brownlow so far for mine, whether you believe the briefs, the predictors, or of course your own opinion. They've both been awesome and deserve a spot in this side. Full forward line: Charlie Cameron, Charlie Curnow, Toby Green. I'm actually going to start the other way. Toby Green has been awesome. He has been vital in every single Giants performance that has been positive, which from your captain is beautiful. His ability to be able to get the game on his terms and be one of the more dangerous centre forward players in the competition makes him a bona fide superstar. I know that if he was playing for a Collingwood, a Richmond, a Victorian club, that I don't think he would get as bad a rap as he does at the Giants for when he's a little bit of a quote-unquote dickhead on the field. But can we just recognise greatness regardless of what you think of him? And literally no one has a bad word to say about him off the field. So the bloke is a really good bloke. He's got white line fever, hasn't actually done anything wrong this year, and he's delivering in a massive way. That 4-goal first half against the Cats to get them over the line was just beautiful. Again, Charlie Curnow has kicked the most goals this year, regardless of what you think about Carlton's form, or maybe even his own form a little bit. He's kicked the most goals. You deserve to be in the All-Australian for that. And Charlie Cameron, yep, he had a 6-week period where he was genuinely on fire, but he is looking dangerous every time the ball goes into Brisbane's forward 50. He's kicked the most goals for a small forward. Makes the most sense. That is a forward line, by the way. Good luck stopping. Ruck Line: Tim English, Marcus Bontempelli, Lockie Neal. English has been far and away the best ruckman in the league, and if I had told you that there are a gluttony of ruckmen that are going to get injured this year, he would have been $1.02 to be on that list. At times, his body has looked fragile, but not only has he played every game, he has dominated in quite a few of them, as well as never really having an ultra down performance. I don't have all the stats in front of me, but I think the only game where he wouldn't have been at a B+/A grade level was probably the game against the Hawks, which is just really weird considering our ruckmen are a 211cm beanpole and a former Freo reject, but they were awesome in that game. Lloyd Meek especially. English has been awesome all year, and I didn't actually mean to pop the Hawks there, but there you go. If I need to tell you why the Bont deserves to be in the All-Australian side, you're not watching him closely. As dangerous as he is with the ball, he's also third in the league for tackles. And yet another leader on this list that deserves it. And Lockie Neal, another co-captain. The leadership in this side is incredible. I actually think Neal's season is going under the radar a little bit. I know someone like a Rory Laird you might think is entitled to a spot here, and I'm not going to stop you if you think that is the case. But the fact that Lockie's done this before and he's continuing that fine form with guys like Dunkley, who's been amazing, Hugh McCluggage, which is finding some form, and the fact that Brisbane have been able to settle on a midfield mix and let them go to work, I think it's kind of made us forget about Lockie a little bit. I think he's been amazing, deserves his spot in that starting midfield. And English, Bont, Neal, and Oliver, rotating Butters and Petrarca, Jordan Dawson off a halfback flank. Jeepers. The interchange: Errol Goulden, Jordan De Goey, Callum Wilkie, and Connor Rozee. Again, I don't really have anything to say to justify these spots. The blokes pick themselves. Goulden, okay, been a little bit inconsistent maybe in the last month, but I think he's been amazing, and he was fighting with Noah Anderson to be a part of the wing, but Anderson gets the spot on field. De Goey's having a career best year, and he hasn't been a moron yet, so fingers crossed that continues for Collingwood fans and for footy fans alike, because him in top form is awesome to watch. Connor Rozee's continuing that fantastic form. And again, him or Rory Laird were the contenders for this spot. I've got no problem if you think Rory Laird deserves a spot over him. I've just got Rozee, and it's by this much, just for what he can do around the ground, a little bit more. But what Laird does is simply unbelievable. I'm not going to deny that for a moment, and he probably is stiff. Big roars up, but, you know, what can you do? And Callum Wilkie right now is defending as good as any defender in the competition, and I just couldn't find a spot for him, I should say, on field. But if he's not in a blazer at this point, Jeez, I just want to have a chat with whoever is making these decisions. But that is the side, guys. Comment below. Let me know what you think. It's been a pleasure putting this together. Thank you to Capital Edge for sponsoring this video. Get onto patreon.com/DazTalksFooty to find all the exclusive bonus content. It's been a joy putting that together as well. Have a great weekend. Hope your team goes well, unless you barrack for Port Adelaide. Go the Hawks. See you later.